guys, welcome back to the Student Switchboard. This time last year I was absolutely drowning in uni work. Assessment time was coming up and exam period was approaching in a couple of months and everything was getting just a little bit hectic. So today I thought that I would talk to you about organising a study plan that works for you. Everybody works differently, so these are just a few tips that will hopefully help you organise your workload to avoid any overwhelming stress when your assessments finally do come around. First of all, plan ahead. It really doesn't matter what your working style is, whether you're somebody who likes to get your work done really far in advance, or if you're someone who likes to leave things to the last minute. Some people really thrive on that stress. I'm not one of them, but I know plenty of people who are. Get yourself a planner or a diary. This is my planner from last year. It's a little paper chase number. Something like this will be your best friend for the next couple of months. Also, getting something like a wall planner or a chart that you can have on the wall, a whiteboard that you can write down all your dates on, is also really useful because it gives you everything all laid out in front of you. I thought I'd just show you my assessment period from last year noted down in my diary because I still had it. So this was the first week in April or the second week in April, and I just noted down when all my assessments were due in. This was then the week after that. I had a couple more, and as you can see, for a lot of them, once I'd actually done them, I just scored them out, and there really is nothing more satisfying than scoring stuff off a list. Checking things off a to-do list can really make you feel like you're more in control of a situation, so if you've got a lot of work to do and it's starting to overwhelm you, writing everything down in a list that you can score off or tick off as you go can make you feel a lot calmer about it. Figure out how you work best. Some people are really comfortable studying at home, in their bedroom or in the living room, on the couch, wherever. Other people absolutely cannot imagine studying at home. They find that there's far too many distractions, they end up watching TV or whatever. So if that's you, go and find yourself a quiet corner of the library or maybe a computer lab and set yourself up in there. For some people it's the opposite. If they go to study in the library, they get far too distracted by people milling about, or they bump into classmates that they end up talking to. So just figure out where works best for you. In addition to that, figure out what time of day you work best at. For some people, the whole 9 to 5 kind of schedule works perfectly and they like to get all their work done during the day and free up their evenings. But for other people, they feel at their most productive at midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, so make the most of that. There's absolutely no right or wrong. If you've been studying at 1 o'clock in the morning and that's exactly when your brain feels at its most productive, that's fine. Don't let anyone tell you that you shouldn't be doing that. Don't stick to anyone else's schedule, stick to your own. The only thing that I will say when it comes to that is if you are a night owl and you like to get your studying done late at night, do make sure that you are getting enough sleep. Just make sure that if you're studying late at night that you maybe don't have any classes in the morning or whatever that allows you to sleep in a little bit later, just so that you don't end up lacking in sleep. Number 3 is time management. Now obviously this is a really important one, but when it comes to study of any kind, time management is really the most important thing. Especially if you have a part-time job while you're at university, or maybe an internship, or if you're part of a sports club, or you maybe do something like volunteering, anything like that. That's something that you have to factor into your study calendar. So make sure that again with your planner you note down all of the times that you're not available to study. So if you work all day every Saturday, you know that you're not going to be able to do any study on a Saturday, and you're probably not going to want to do that anyway. So make sure you block off these times so that you can get a really clear outline of when exactly you have the time to get the work done. Next, prioritise. When you've got a few projects or assessments to work on at the one time, and there are maybe a few that you feel pretty confident about, the temptation is to get all of them done and out of the way before you make a start on the one that you're least comfortable with. In theory that makes sense because it's good to get these things out of the way. However, you might end up leaving yourself short in time for the thing that you're going to struggle with the most. If you have a limited period of time to work on the thing that is frightening you the most, you can end up feeling really overwhelmed, and it leaves you with no time to maybe go and speak to a tutor about it or talk to your friends about how you're feeling about it. So I'm not necessarily saying tackle the most scary thing first, but do make sure that you've started planning it out. You've maybe written out an essay plan or you've done some additional reading. Just make sure that you approach it early enough that it leaves you time to go and speak to someone if you're really struggling. And finally, my last tip, this is the most fun one. Put your feet up for a little while. The later you leave it to get started with your assessments and your study for your exams, the less time you have to chill out, and as ridiculous as it sounds, that is really crucial to ending up doing well. Having time to take a breather, recharge your batteries, get some sleep, catch up with friends, think about something that doesn't involve writing a report is all really important. It gives your brain a chance to recharge and relax and forget about all of the stress, so when you go back to start tackling the next project, you feel a lot more settled and a lot more calm, and that can only be a good thing. The more stressed you are, the less able you are to actually read what you've written and make any sense of it. So give yourself some time to chill out. You will thank yourselves later. So that's it for my top tips for creating a study plan that works for you. I hope that some of those have been helpful, and I hope that if your assessments are coming up soon that you're feeling okay about it. I know how completely overwhelming this period can sometimes be, especially if you're not used to having several things due in at the same time. It can be a little bit scary, but you will be absolutely fine in the end. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and make sure you check in next week when we're going to be talking about group work. See you next Monday. Bye! The internet and social media has really aided our procrastination. There are so many things that you can sit and look up on the internet when you should be writing an essay or studying for an exam.